Boy oh boy, have I been looking forward to this video, and here is 101 reasons why you should not buy Smaart because, well, it's overrated and overpriced. Or at least that's how this video started a couple of months ago, and well, I'm officially a Smaart user, and this is how it happened. But before I get into that, this video is proudly brought to you by Surge Sound, the official Rational Acoustics agent and partner for Smaart South Africa. Now, how did this come about? Well, in truth, I am an REW power user, and I use REW for so many things. And in fact, REW is not only 100% free, but it has more features than I have brain cells, quite literally. For the most part, if you are getting into audio and you are an audiophile, or you're just trying to improve your room acoustics for your hi-fi, you most likely are going to be highly familiar with REW. It is literally God mode on free mode for the whole entire community. Why there is not a cost associated to REW is absolutely fantastic. But thank you to the community for keeping this free, because it is extremely powerful. So while yes, REW is a great tool, and in fact I teach people mostly how to use REW, I could never see the value on using something like Smaart. So I bit the urge, and I eventually gave in to a bit of peer pressure due to sheer annoyance to give it a try. So it started with conversation, and I eventually caved in, and I figured what a better way to prove myself right than to really actually just give Smaart a proper try. But the more I set forward to prove just how powerful REW is, I realized very quickly that there is so much more to Smaart, and I very quickly became quite aware as to why Smaart is seen as the industry standard. Because guys, there really are two types of people when it comes to taking measurements. There are people like you and I who are designing and building speakers, and for the most part, REW kind of fulfills that need for a bit of equipment to make this happen. However, when it comes to doing other things, well, Smaart kind of just takes the cake. Not only is the interface really simple to set up, and like most men, I kind of took the approach that I don't need to read a manual because I'm a man. And this time I wasn't left with 20 or 30 nuts and bolts in my spaceship that I was going to be sending myself into space with. There was nothing left over. In fact, the layout is extremely intuitive, and well, there are certain things that I like. Basically, the interface as a whole, because I now can see so much information on the screen at the same time. That might seem silly, but well, it changed a lot because I had the important data that I wanted, and I could change it around, and it's all on one screen. If you've used REW, you will know that when it comes to setting up rooms and stuff, you're going to spend a lot of time literally taking measurements and making adjustments and taking more measurements, and it is a very long, slow process. However, Smaart kind of overcome that process. It can track live what is happening. It has the ability with the dual FFT function for you to see what is happening with the source audio as well as what's happening with the microphone. In fact, it is so intuitive that I tried to prove to everyone, specifically the Smart Audio community, why I wouldn't buy this tool or recommend it. But consistently, I find that the IR response was captured more accurately within the transfer function. Not only that, I had the ability to, list an accurate time domain, of which it was very easy for me to differentiate the delta. In fact, I moved a speaker around and took measurements in places that I would never recommend to anyone who's in audio, just to try and compare and do an A/B test. And for the most part, Smaart was able to latch on within 0.01 to 0.05 milliseconds consistency, and well, the difference became quite stark the moment I complicated things between REW and Smaart. Smaart generally came out on top. The ability to track live IR was fantastic. That means I could run around with the microphone and, well, it would follow everything that I was doing, and it does so with relatively good confidence. The next thing that is absolutely fantastic is, well, we all know that graphs, for the most part, when we are doing measurements in an environment, is left for interpretation. With it, a bit of experience, you kind of learn to see things that are, well, not really in the system, and you are in fact seeing the room, but it is still left to you as the user. Now, when it comes to Smaart, on the other hand, well, you're not just interpreting the graphs, but Smaart, because it is comparing both reference and actual live acoustic measurement that's coming through the microphone, it gives you this beautiful graph which kind of reinforces what you might be thinking. This alone has so much value, being able to take multiple measurements and being able to see exactly what is happening against a reference source is mind-bending. And the more I peeled back Smaart, the more I realized that there is a lot more to Smaart than I could ever comprehend. Now, for the most part, I'm going to blame Smaart and the Smaart users and the community around Smaart for not really showing how powerful this tool is. And, well, I can't blame them. Actually, I can't even be angry, because in truth, when it comes to setting up really big PA systems or multi-room systems, it happens so easy, so conveniently, that the only reason why I could say don't buy Smaart is because you're going to become fat and lazy. That's my honest opinion. It just functions. And, well, Smaart is really listening to the community, and one of the things that really cracked me over as I was going through this experience is Data Modeler. Data Modeler finally gave me a tool that I would be able to take a couple of measurements and go home, come back the following day, having developed and designed the presets, the time alignment, the general response. It's there, and I didn't have to be with the system. That convenience level struck a new chord which resonated through me because it made sense. So Smaart is listening to the community, and I cannot wait to see what Smaart comes up with at the end of the day. But I'm not going to sell you Smaart today, but I just wanted to share my experience as to how wrong I was. And I went in there thinking that I had the big nuts, but I realized that I was kicking myself in the mangina. So I was wrong. And this video is really, I can't understand how I've lived so long without using Smaart in the field, because it just works. And I now understand why it is the industry standard. And hopefully you are going to watch this video and download the trial version and give it a try. And yes, unfortunately, there is not that much content online, and what you do see happens in such a short period of time that you don't really learn anything. So to fix this, well, I've teamed up with Search Sound, and together we are going to be introducing some really cool, fun, creative content that is going to be a little bit different than just measuring speakers, to show you just how cool Smaart is and what it can do. So if you want to get into Smaart and you're in South Africa, well, download a free version, book your training with Search Sound, because now more than ever it has become extremely affordable to get access into Smaart. So if you want to check out what is happening on the 25th and the 26th of February 2025, you can go ahead and book your training, which is now 2,800 Rand per person. That in its own right shows that, well, people are listening, and, well, Smaart training has become really affordable. So in truth, if you want to expand your knowledge and you are in the PA side of the environment, this really is a tool that I believe that everyone should be using. From myself, Gareth, adios.